All right. This one is for what lessons have you learned from past relationships? Posted by user. If you're reading this, hey, bruh. um, what lessons have you learned from past relationships, ladies and gents? I, 16 male, need relationship advice on what worked and didn't work in your past relationships because I keep finding myself in extremely toxic relationships. Any tips? Um, So, what I'm going to talk about is heteronormative, but a lot of the principles work in all relationships. Doesn't matter really who you are. Um, the first thing I would say is you need to come to every discussion with the thought in your mind that this person is coming to you and this discussion with the best of intentions. And that may not be true. It seems that you might have been in relationships with people who are toxic themselves. You can't blame them necessarily for that because I think that a lot of people operate solely on the momentum of their past. You know, you're 16 and so you're going to be dealing with teenagers. And teenagers get a lot of baggage cast upon them by their parents and friends, but they don't have the time yet and the years and the skills and the experience to be able to pass the good from the bad, you know, the wheat from the chaff. And so what happens is you will encounter new experiences with this person that you ostensibly say you love, but something will hurt either you or them, and then you will get defensive or they will. And what you need to remember is that most of what they say is not about you. Most of it's about them. You know, people don't tell you that you're an asshole because you're an asshole. They tell you that you're an asshole because that's how they know how to respond to what you've said. And what you've said may not have had any bad intent. It's just the delivery, you know. So you need to make sure that in conversations you come to them with the express understanding or belief that they are coming to this with the best of intentions and from a good place. They are an honest participant in these negotiations and discussions. And again, that may not always be true, but you will find that out. I usually have a rule of 3. If you fuck up once, okay, you fucked up. You do it twice, there's an alarm bell because we probably had a discussion on the first time, but we're definitely having a discussion about it on the second time. You fuck up a third time in the same way, well, it's probably over because you've already had 2 chances. Like, you know, that's number 1. Number 2 is men care about facts more than feelings and women care about feelings more than facts. Now, that's not to say that women don't care about facts because they really fucking do, especially if you fucked up. But what I mean is that a woman wants to feel like you love her and you say, I love you. And she's like, yeah, but I don't feel it. She's right. She's right. She doesn't feel it. And that's okay. It just means that you need to get better at showing love and she needs to get better at reading love, you know? And so the third thing I think is that we trust someone with different things in our lives. I trust my best mate in a fight and I trust my other best mate with my secrets. But I don't trust mate A with secrets and mate B in a fight because one of them can fight and one of them can keep fucking secrets, right? I trust my girlfriend with money, but not the PIN code to my bank account, you know, right? And so trust is not something that is ubiquitous and universal. We trust different people different ways for different reasons. And so don't let someone manipulate you by telling you that you don't trust them at all because you don't trust them in a certain way. The next thing is that you will be okay. The one thing that I know is that I will be okay. If I break up with my current girlfriend, and I fucking love her, mate, I fucking love her, but I know I'll be okay because I was okay before her, you know? It's not the end of the world. Now, if you add to that children and a family, things are going to get pretty fucked, but I'm still going to be okay. You know, people have been through worse. The next thing I suppose is if you are straight, don't use your physicality, your ability to win an argument, using physicality ever in your relationship with your woman, ever. And I say that because you're 16. I don't think you would do that necessarily. It's not an assumption I make, but the problem is that a lot of guys will use their physicality to win an argument because they care more about winning the argument than they do about the person they're in the argument with. You don't want to win the argument because then you're in a relationship with a loser. You want to have a conversation in which you both learn something about yourselves, about each other, and about the subject at hand. That's what you want. The next thing I would say that I learned is that you need to decide who you are. You need to decide what you want. Maybe you have to find out who you are instead of decide, but you need to find out and decide what you want. You need to have a clear plan in place because otherwise you will be taken away by the winds of change and someone else's whims. If you don't make a decision on something, someone else will make the decision for you. It's the same as voting. If I don't vote, I can't bitch about the result, right? And so if you don't know what you want, it will be decided for you. And women don't like flimsy, namby-pamby men. I'm not saying men that appear to be like gay or weak. It's not about that at all. It's about the fact that a woman doesn't like a man to be indecisive and looking to get permission from her for everything that he does. Just do you. Have confidence in who you are, and you will get the right woman attracted to you. The next thing I would say is I don't want a girlfriend. I want the right girlfriend. I don't want a relationship. I want the right relationship. And I will discriminate. And I did. I got the right girl. I got the right woman because I was willing. And look, I've slept with dozens of women. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that I've said no dozens of times, and they said no dozens of times too because I wasn't the man I needed to be. Which is fair. I wasn't the man I needed to be until I met the woman I have now. And that's okay. Another thing that I learned is always trust the people that you know have your best interests at heart. Don't let someone come into your life and divide you away from those people and isolate you away from those people. Because that down that path lies trouble. You need them to be okay with you trusting your friends, trusting your family, trusting those you trust, and you do the same with them. The next thing is probably what do I wish I had have learned earlier? Stop watching porn. And I really mean that. It's not because I'm a Puritan, because I'm not. Like, I don't give a shit what you do. I'm just telling you that. You're 16 now, and if you, like, dude, I started watching porn when I was 17, and I'm 32 now, so that's 15 years of porn, right? It ruined my brain. It changes your brain chemically, so you don't want to give a woman a broken man, and that's what I gave my girlfriend. And then she had to deal with that. You don't want to do that. You want to give someone who is healthy, honest, responsible, consistent, right? And all of these sound like I'm being a square, but it's because I've made so many mistakes and fucked up so many times and hurt a lot of people, including myself, that I've learned that you need to know what you want, you need to be clear about it, and you need to make the right choices. The very fact that you're asking for advice is very good. And check out my podcast too. Look, I know how that sounds. I do know how that sounds. But if you're looking for something about the different subjects that a man has to encounter, it's probably useful. There's a link there for you. Anyway, man, I wish you the best. And good luck.